Namaste to all JVNs. Myself JVN Dr. Khushbu Verma from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Today we will discuss about protein analysis methods and application. Here are various applications and techniques which will be followed for the detection of proteins. First is gel electrophoresis. What is gel electrophoresis? So, gel electrophoresis is a technique used for the separation of DNA, RNA, and protein molecules using an electric current applied to a gel matrix. DNA gel electrophoresis is generally only used for amplification of DNA via PCR. It is visually performed for analytical purpose, but may be used as a preparative technique prior to use of other methods such as mass spectrometry, PCR cloning, DNA sequencing, southern and western blotting for further characterization. In the case of protein estimation, we can use the SDS page electrophoresis, and this is different in comparison to agarose gel electrophoresis, because in agarose gel electrophoresis, uh, agarose gel electrophoresis is only used for the DNA and RNA estimation, but on the other hand SDS page is required for the protein estimation. So the purpose of this method is to separate proteins according to their size and no other physical feature. In order to understand how it works, we have to understand two halves of the name, SDS and page. As I told you that SDS page is required for the protein estimation. So first of all, we have to know about the SDS and page. SDS means sodium didosyl sulfate and page is polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. What is SDS? So SDS is a detergent that can dissolve hydrophobic molecules but also has a negative charge due to sulfate attached to it, and therefore if a cell is incubated with SDS, the membranes will be dissolved and the proteins will be solubilized by the detergent, plus all the proteins will be covered with many negative charges. The end result has two important features. First is all proteins contain only primary structure, and second is all proteins have a large negative charge, which means they will all migrate towards the positive poles when placed in an electric field. Here is another experiment for protein estimation, which is proteins colorimetric assay. Hartree, Lowry, and modified Lowry protein assays. The Lowry assay in 1951 is an often cited journal used protein assay. For some time, it was the method of choice for accurate protein determination for cells fraction, chromatography fractions, enzyme preparation, and so on. Basic reaction principle for this assay, like under alkaline conditions, the divalent copper ion forms a complex with peptide bonds in which it is reduced to a monovalent ion. Monovalent copper ion and the radical groups of tyrosine, tryptophan, and cysteine react with the following reagent to produce an unstable product that become reduced to molybdenum or tungsten blue. So that's why Lowry method gives blue color at the end of the process or protocol if there is any protein present in the unknown solution. Next one is the biurate protein assay. So the principle of the biurate assay is similar to that of the Lowry. However, it involves a single incubation of 20 minutes. There are very few interfering agents, like ammonium salt being one such agent, and Liney in 1957 reported fewer deviation than with the Lowry and ultraviolet absorption methods. However, the biuret assay consumes much more material. The biuret is a good general protein assay for batches of materials for which yield is not a problem. The Bradford assay is faster and more sensitive. Reaction principle is like under alkaline conditions, substances containing two or more peptide bonds form a purple complex with copper salts in the reagent. Next one is the Bradford protein assay. The Bradford assay is very fast and uses about the same amount of protein as the Lowry assay. It is fairly accurate and samples that are out of range can be retested within minutes. The Bradford is recommended for general use, especially for determining protein content of cell fractions and assessing protein concentration for gel electrophoresis. Reaction principle is the assay is based on the observation of the absorbance maximum for acetic solution of comessive brilliant blue G2250 shifts from 465 nanometer to 595 nanometer when binding to proteins occurs. Both hydrophobic and ion interactions stabilize the anionic form of dye, causing a visible color change. The assay is useful since the extinction coefficient of a dialbumin complex solution is constant over a 10-fold concentration range. Some other assays are famous like bicarbonate acid protein assay, which was given by the Smith. Now come to the protein immunostaining. It is a general term in biochemistry that applies to any use of any antibody-based method to detect a specific protein in a sample. The term immunostaining was originally used to refer the histochemical staining of tissue sections, as first described by Albert Kunz in 1941. Now, however, immunostaining encompasses a broad range of techniques used in history, cell biology, and molecular biology that utilize antibody-based staining methods. Histochemistry or ISC staining of tissue sections is perhaps the most commonly applied immunostaining technique. While the first cases of ISC staining use fluorescent dyes, other non-fluorescent methods using enzymes such as peroxidase and alkaline phosphatase are now used. On the other hand, there is a Western blotting for the detection of protein. Western blotting allows the detection of specific proteins from extract made from the cells or tissues before and after any purification steps. Proteins are generally separated by size using gel electrophoresis before being transferred to a synthetic membrane via dry, semi-dry, or wet blotting methods. The membrane can then be probed using antibodies using methods similar to immunohistochemistry, but without a need of fixation. Detection is typically performed using peroxidase-linked antibodies to catalyze a chemiluminescent reaction. Western blotting is a routine molecular biology method that can be used to semi-quantitatively compare protein levels between extracts. The size separation prior to blotting allows the protein molecular weight to be gauged as compared with known molecular weight markers. So these are some detection methods. On the other hand, all these experiments, ELISA is also used for the protein estimation. Electron microscopy is also used for the detection of protein. Along with that, electrofocusing, non-traditional methods are also used. 2D gel electrophoresis under non-denaturing conditions. These are some other methods which can be used for the protein estimation. So this is the sum up of this session. If you and this session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, then mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.